Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Why is the nikah or marriage a contract? Why is it called an aqd? Because there's an exchange. The fiqh of marriage falls under mu'amalat, even though it is an ibadah, of course, to marry with the right intention, but there's a transaction between a man and a woman. At the core of that transaction is the man paying mahr, which symbolizes now the access that he has to his wife, that she becomes halal from. Also, the fact that he's going to be a qawam and a provider. If we were to look at the basics of the contract, there's an exchange of some value. Man gives protection, time. He will, inshallah, impregnate the woman because that she also wants children, obviously. He will take care of those children, he will protect, he will provide, he will spend, and so on. Women, well, they're gonna be impregnated and give children, rear them and take care of them, nurture them. She's gonna give loyalty, she's gonna give her time. She will also give intimacy, of course. Women are the ones who, in the end, they're the ones who are supposed to allow that to happen, obviously, isn't it? And it's very important. Bottom line, if I were to summarize it, is that men exchange their resources for access to the woman. And the woman should give her access to the man for his resources. It's at the core. Now, of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Surah Rum, that He has made وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهِ. He has created these women to have peace and tranquility. Okay? وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And He has put between you love and mercy. It's something that develops, of course, with time. But when we look at the seerah of the Prophet, when we look at the marriage that he had, when we look at what was at the core of the transaction, there was this exchange. I have rights, I have responsibilities. You have rights, you have responsibilities. Okay, that is extremely important to understand when you deal with marriage. Okay, very important. Most people don't understand, and that's what causes problems. Why? Because it becomes unilateral, where only a person does their job, and most of the time it comes to the man. So let's revise. It is exchanging value. It's not the same because, well, I'm giving you money, resource, protection. You're supposed to give me intimacy. At the priority of what men want and what women want. I have a question. Do you think that the priority for women in a marriage is intimacy? Most women be like, no, oh my God, we're not like that. We're not like that. We want love and connection and this. Women will say, if you ask them, what is the main priority? There's other things, of course, in a marriage. It's not just that, but I'm gonna just bring it to the basics. Women will say they're just seeking for a connection, for protection, they're seeking for basically is qawwam and someone to spend on them and so on, because that's what protection means, stability. It means, in a sense, resources. Women seek resources, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know, I hate when men try to say women are just gold diggers. Well, some women, they manipulate that, I understand, and they maliciously use it. But in general, most women, they're just not gold diggers. They're just the way they are. They want resources because of stability and safety. Simple. Don't hate. All right? Now, funny enough, when it goes to the guys are going to admit right away, what do you guys want? They're like intimacy. They're not going to be like the women that we don't want. No. They're both honest in a sense, because guys that's one of their main priorities. It's not the only thing that they want. It's not only intimacy in this marriage. Obviously, they want children, they want also connection, they want to talk to someone, they want some food, they want, they want a lot of things. Not as many as the women, but they do. But bottom line is, men want intimacy, women want stability, safety, protection. And you exchange that, one for the other. They are not the same, but they're comparable enough for the exchange to take place. If I give you cash, you're gonna give me a car. You're not gonna give me cash back. If I give you $20,000, you're gonna give me a nice car. You're not gonna give me $20,000 back. Why? Because the value is comparable and we can make an exchange. That's what mu'amalat is. And that's what marriage is as well. Problem is that one of the parties of this contract is not really holding their weight anymore. Why? Well, because they've been unfocused. They're looking after something else. Imagine you get hired to do a job in a company and you're hired in accounting. Yet you're spending most of your days in IT on another floor. So your boss comes around like, wait a second, where is Fatima? She's supposed to be in accounting. I hired her for accounting. That's what we agreed. That's the contract that we signed. But Fatima's always in IT. Instead of being on third floor, she's always on floor number 7. What is she doing there? Do you think your boss is going to be happy with that, Fatima? No, not at all. So, women are not holding their end of the bargain anymore. They want to have the cake and eat it at the same time. They want men to provide and this and this and this and this. Yet when it comes to them giving intimacy or even commitment, cooking, cleaning, doing their part of the job, rearing children, even a lot of them don't even want children anymore, right? They're not holding their bargain, but they do want a traditional man to provide and pay the bills. They want to work because they want to keep their money, and they'll be like the whole crazy of statement of, your money, but my money, my money. That's ludicrous, and that is rubbish. It doesn't exist. So the problem causes instability in the marriage because the men are still not waived of the responsibility by society and the accountability of doing their traditional role. But women have been not only waived of that role, but incentivized to leave it. Leave your traditional gender role. It is disgusting, people say. It is demeaning. How? It is a relic, an old relic of a past time, which is negative, and you should be ashamed of it. To be a wife, a housewife, to clean and cook and give intimacy to your husband. And Asma bin Yazid radiallahu anha, she asked the Prophet ﷺ exactly that thing. And the Prophet ﷺ said, hey, that's your role. Like she was mentioning all these roles. And the Prophet ﷺ said, yeah, that is your role, and you will have the reward of like what the men have in doing their role. But you see, today women don't want that. They don't want the ajr, they want the spotlight. They want the cake and eat it. They want to have the man to pay for everything and pay the mahar and this and that, but they don't want to give intimacy because I'm tired, I'm sick. Why are you tired and sick? Oh, because you've been working 10 hours. Oh yeah, you're working 10 hours so you can be a boss babe, so you can be saving your salary, so you can suck the resources dry from your husband but never contribute anything, God, because then the Sharia comes in. You're supposed to be the qawwam, you're the man, you're the real person, you're supposed to take care. The shaming comes in. The pity comes in. The manipulation of these two feelings is very, very powerful with women. Oh, you're not a real man, right? The shame. The pity. Oh, but I'm supposed to also have a good life and I have my dreams and you're not allowing me. So the man's like, oh, I feel so sorry for it. My dad spent so much money on my education and you feel pity. They manipulate these two emotions. And of course, the third one being desire. Whenever she wants to give it, she'll give it and the man will just take it because miskin, he barely gets it. And whenever she doesn't want to give it, she will not give it. So these are three things that manipulate. They're pity, shame, and desire. And it works very well because men are built to take that accountability. They're going to feel pity. They're going to feel shame. Of course, desires were built for that. So women is going to be easily winning over men, most men, with manipulating desire. But they're still not doing their part of the bargain. They are breaking their contract. And they're having their cake and eating at the same time. Society is incentivizing them by obviously saying, look, even if the guy leaves you and is not happy with this arrangement, well, don't worry, the government will take care of you. Don't worry, there's other men in this world who are going to fulfill whatever you need. So while men want women more, they need women more, it seems like women in today's world, they don't need a man as much as they used to do. They need men around, but you can just kind of hire different men for different tasks. I'm not even going to go into the subject, but for intimacy, it seems like they've kind of figured out what they need to do, and without committing real big zina, if you know what I mean. Like women are okay kind of with that. Sometimes even it seems better than, having a man. It's a taboo topic to get into, but I think women will know what I'm talking about because, well, sadly, a lot of women are using that. It's just that one thing that they need from the man, and it seems like they were able to detach that from a man and throw the rest of the man because we don't really need that part. But that part, like, that's still needed, and we can just, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, oh, shame on you. But that's the reality. I deal with these kind of subjects on a regular basis, and I can tell you the statistics in the Muslim Ummah, in the Muslim sisters. How do you think they get through university? How do you think they get through, reaching the age of 30 and still not being married? By fasting Monday and Thursday? Most of them don't do it, trust me. It is what it is. You don't like it, but it is a reality. But bottom line is they can deal with it. While men are going to lose their minds, they can't. Men need a woman. No matter how much men do all these weird things, they just destroy themselves. They feel the disgust of their weakness in their masculinity, and it causes so many problems. So, back to the original point. Women have broken their contract. They're not willing to honor their part. They want to use a mixed strategy. They want to have their cake and eat it. They want Islamic mahar. They want Islamic nikah, but they want a modern setup where they can do whatever they want. No one can tell them what to do, when to come home, how to dress, what to cook, or to cook even at all. Or forget about intimacy. That's only if she feels it ever once a month, because she's not that interested very much in it for many other reasons. She's like, experimenting power at work, attention from different people. She doesn't feel that sexual anymore towards men anyway, or towards that kind of man who's just, well, according to her eyes, it's her equal. She might have the hots for her boss because he's above her, or for some other dude, but bottom line is, and by the way, yes, I have these cases. Yes, women are cheating at work. Yes, Muslim women are doing that. Yes, they're hooking up at work. Yes, I have a lot of these cases. No, I'm not making it up. Wallahi, I am not. Uqsim billah al-azim, I'm not. I have these cases. So, it is what it is. Now solve the problem, isn't it? Well, you cannot solve the problem unless women start honoring their contract. Women fall back in line into their position. Because again, God forbid if men were to fall out of their position even for a minute, the whole world will come down on them that you're not a real man. What kind of man are you? Look what you've done. Blah, blah, blah. And the men are going to just destroy themselves internally in their mind. They're gonna, because that's how men are. They take accountability. They will feel bad that they're not doing their part. While women will just not take accountability, the whole world will justify that you're a boss, babe. Don't you want to be oppressed? I'm not his slave. I'm not his servant. Imam so-and-so said it's only out of my kindness. I don't feel so kind today. And all these ludicrous arguments that are made. Look at the wives of the Prophet ﷺ. Did they say, oh, I don't feel like doing this, or I don't feel like doing that? No. They literally did what they had to do. And when there was a contention between them, the Prophet ﷺ said, you know what, maybe we're just going to go our separate ways. And they said, no, wait, let's just take us back. Okay, so I guess this is an appeal to women to just do their job, get back into their position that God has given them, as opposed to seeking all this crazy glamour around the world, which in the end is going to catch up with you at your 30s. You are delaying right now having a family, delaying right now marrying. But 30, 35, you're going to have babies, rabies, and then you're going to try to get back into the marriage market, and you're going to do anything possible, including deception, hiding all your past and all the things you've done till 35 or 33. This is where a lot of the women are waking up, it seems, sisters. And you're going to do whatever it is to make sure that you secure some dude that you're probably going to, again, get just enough to impregnate you. And then you're going to suck his resources, and then you're going to shame him and probably not give him intimacy. God knows what he's going to discover about your past, and then he's going to, destroy his mind and go into a mental health depression because he's going to experience this, remorse. So this is what's happening. So don't do that. Start taking your role responsibility from an early age, so you can give that man the best. It is in the end a contract, remember that. Yes, love will be built on top of that. Yes, all these things, inshallah, can be built on top of it, but the marriage is a contract, and you sisters are not doing your part. Yes, there's a lot of men now who are also now starting to become weak because, hey, every action is a reaction. Feminism influences red pill influences feminism. Everyone's fighting with each other. 100% there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of weak men who are also falling short. But, again, that's what's going to happen. And Shaitan's sitting there laughing at us while we're going at each other. Sisters, get back into your position. Okay, men, stand in your position because that's been given to you. Don't give way to the women to take a position, because that's what's happening right now. It's a two-man problem where women are now fighting for the leadership, trying to take it away from the men, and everyone's trying to push it, especially weak men are trying to push that. It's happened over and over again. It's going to keep happening. don't let that happen. Don't marry a woman who's not willing to be a traditional woman and she wants you to be a traditional man. Easily you can find that out through the vetting process, through some strong interviews, my marriage vetting masterclass, through just situational awareness, putting situational questions, constructing different scenarios and seeing how she does with that. Make sure you test those. Let me know what you think in the comments. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.